Righty. We have head coach Vlatko Andonovski after that emotional and rousing performance by the U.S. team for Carli Lloyd. So we'll take questions in the room, but also via Zoom. So if you have them via Zoom, please raise your hand and we'll get to them. But we'll go in the room first and wait for the mic. Mic for Meg.
Hi, Vlatko.
Hey, Meg.
Obviously, we've had a lot of Carli talk over the past couple of months, honestly, but to hear the speech, to see that final moment on the field, just your take on it, obviously, some good humor, too, out of Carli about you outlasting her, the traditional Carli Lloyd sarcasm. Just what's your take on this moment?
It's an emotional moment, and it's been emotional camp for us. Lots of ceremonies, lots of talks, lots of videos, and it's almost like it was a little bit of wake up, not necessarily wake up call, but wake up moment for everyone, because we know Carli's a legend. Everybody knows she's a legend, but we almost forgot everything that she has done. I mean, it's 17 years. You cannot remember everything. So thanks to our communication staff who created different videos, and thanks to some of the more experienced players that shared some memories and some moments. We as staff learned a lot about Carli, a lot more, and some of the younger players as well. And we were wowed by all those stories and experiences. And what a legend! I mean, such a successful career, and she's earned every bit of it.
JT, here in the corner. Is that mic working? Sound guy? It is? Okay, great. Down here in the corner.
Thanks, Aaron. Vlatko, we were also able to see tonight sort of the next chapter. It feels like one of those TV shows where it starts to fade toward what's coming next, you know. And we saw a lot of what's coming next and now in the present, and looked pretty good in long stretches. And I wonder what you thought of that.
Obviously, it was a fairly young team outside of around Carli, and I thought that we did well. We controlled the tempo very well. We recognized the times and the spaces and the times when we should go and be aggressive going forward, and the times when we need to slow down. So overall, very happy with the performance, and I just feel like we could see the potential in some of the younger players coming up.
Steph, go ahead. Wait for the mic, please. There it is.
Vlatko, on that note, Korea did start out in a 6-3-1. What were you looking for from your players to problem solve something like that with them sitting like that and just not,
Yeah, so like I said in the previous answer, controlling the tempo was very important. And when we say controlling the tempo, the way we want to control the tempo is with the ball, not without the ball. And in such a compact and organized block to do that in a manner that we did, I thought it was very good. We were able to find little pockets in between their lines, and it's not that we just found those pockets. I thought that we were able to take it to or get to the next step. So first find the pockets, and then we were able to combine and create some goal scoring opportunities or some took some good shots. Now from there we just have to be even more sophisticated and more precise and create even more opportunities.
We'll go to a Zoom question, which is Jackie Gutierrez. Go ahead, Jackie.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Vlatko, kind of just thinking about that moment earlier. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you smile so big when Carli mentioned that you are outlasting her. But when you think about your role with this team, I mean, how do you hope to just continue shaping these players to that high level, just as we've seen displayed in a player such as Carli?
Yes. First, yes. I thought it was a funny moment. It's an inside joke. It's been going on now since Carli's 300 cap, and yeah, we all laugh when we hear that. But Other than that, I have to say I'm happy where this team is at right now. And I said in the last game we did, even though we did not score goals, we could see the moments of brilliance. We could see where the direction that this team is taking. And this game, we were able to take that game to the next level. Obviously, there's still a lot to work on, and I'm just happy that the base is very solid, and we can just build on it.
Anything else in the room? In the back there, go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. This is Randall Gim with Nuts and Bolts Sports. I wanted to ask you, what characteristics of Carli Lloyd do you want to see carried throughout your program in the future?
I mean, there's so many characteristics that we can take or learn from Carli. And in one of the talks today, I can't remember if it was today or yesterday, we had so many talks about Carli and different people, players, staff, everybody talked. Somebody said that Carli is USWNT national team. She's brave, she's relentless, she's determined, intense, and just doesn't take no as an answer. Just pushes through and finds a way. So I think that she's a great representative of what this team is all about, and she's definitely someone that has helped build this team on those characteristics.
JT, and then we got one more on Zoom, and I think that's it.
Wondering if you could talk about Emily Fox's game tonight and in this camp as a whole. Obviously, she's in a big spotlight as you go looking for left back depth. What'd you make of her?
I was very happy with Fox's performance. I thought first defensively she was spot on. I'm excited to see her. Actually, anxious to see her percentage in duels won, because I think that she was 100%. But also the ability to attack and get in advanced positions was tremendous, because we knew that we're going to have to break a low block. We knew that we're going to have to commit numbers, and we knew that in order to commit those numbers, that will have to come from the lowest line, which is the back line. And I thought that even though sometimes she didn't get the ball, her positioning helped us get the ball to someone else and be dangerous. And one last thing that she was very good was when we were not good in some moments, she was able to recover so fast and regain possession of the ball. Overall, great performance, and I just hope this is a baseline or base for her, and we can continue building on.
Awesome. Last one for Vlatko goes to Juan Carlos, who's on Zoom. Go ahead, Juan Carlos.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. I understand that the result was good, but I was wondering if you guys had spoken with Carli Lloyd about her substitution during the second half, or was it something that you just saw and decided to make a tactical change?
No, the change was predetermined. She knew about what time she's going to come out, and two reasons. I did want her to enjoy the last moment and share it with the fans, and the other thing was that we did want to see Alex on the field as well, and she showed why we wanted to see her on the field. So she can score goals and help us win games.
Awesome. All right, last one.
Chris McDougall from TeamUSA.org. So, Carli's so famously competitive. I'm just wondering, did any of that show up tonight? Like, did you have to convince her to let you take her off in the second half or anything like that today?
No, not at all. One thing that with Carli in my 2 years experience working with Carli is she's 100% professional, and if she gets 90 minutes, she'll give you the best of Carli in 90 minutes. If you give her 9 minutes, she'll give you the best of Carli in 9 minutes. She doesn't pick and choose. Whatever you give her, she'll make the most out of it. And once again, she was there. Just like 17 years ago, slide tackling, winning tackles for us, laying balls off, making runs. Just typical Carli Lloyd.
Awesome. Thanks, Flacco.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone stay seated. We're going to bring one of the young ones in. Andy Sullivan. All right, so if you have questions on the Zoom, please raise your hand. Questions in the room for Andy. Played a fantastic game in the sixth tonight. Congratulations. Questions for Andy? Meg.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
Just in terms of the emotional aspect of tonight, it does kind of feel like, we've had these 4 games through the series, and now we kind of know that a transition for this team is ahead. Does a night like tonight kind of give you that moment as this version of the team to have that moment together and then think about there's something new coming up?
Yeah, I think that it's been an emotional couple weeks and has sparked a lot of reflection and a lot of memories and a lot of conversations and a lot of talks about the future. Right now, I feel like we're really enjoying this moment and really enjoying celebrating Carli. But we've all kind of separately and collectively said we want to carry on her legacy of just her work rate, her commitment, going forward, and that we need that. And that's what has made this team so successful is people like Carli and people before her who have helped shape her and pave her way. And she's done that for us, so we need to continue to do the same. So it's been very emotional, but we're going to use that all as fuel and use it to help us be successful in the future.
She pretty much just answered every question, but I'm sure there are others. Go ahead, JT.
It's Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Hi, Andy. It was characterized a little bit when the lineup came out as Lloyd and the kids, which was not entirely fair, I realize, but
Andy's still a kid.
I'll take it.
It plays a little bit off Meg's question, but the ability for all of you who were out there in the first half to say, this is not only the end of Carli's tenure, but sort of the first night when we get to write the next chapter. And I wonder if it felt that way for you all, you, Kat, Sophia, these players that you know pretty well, to sort of start that too.
That's exactly what Carli said to us in the locker room before we went out, which is, again, so it's her night, and she said, this is about you guys, and this is your opportunity to make something of this so that you can be on this team in the future. And that sums it up right there. So that's exactly what she said, is like, take this opportunity. And she said that to me last camp when I was back in. And again, moments like that where she's interacting with younger players are so meaningful, and just always pushing everyone to believe it themselves and give it their all. So I think we rose to the challenge tonight, and that was really fun to do that for her.
We got one online, and it's Bruce Beck. Go ahead, Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much. Andy, what do you feel in terms of learning from Carli? What would you say the things that you have learned from her most?
For me, it's been unwavering belief in myself. I think when you come onto this team, it's hard. And what she's said, in a lot of her pieces and all in the media is that this whole journey is hard. And that what we've kind of, again, the team has been realizing and reflecting on is like, no one's going to believe in you like you're going to believe in you. I think Sam Mewis said that tonight. And you have to protect that. And Carli is the example of that. So for me, I sit right behind her on the bus. So every once in a while I kind of pick her brain and say like, hey, what do you think about me, pretty much? And how can I want to have a career like yours, and how can I get there? And she would say, you have to like not care what people think about you, and kind of in a positive way where you have this, undeniable belief and confidence in yourself. And I think that's actually what I asked her in the camp before I didn't make the Olympic roster, and I think that has really sat with me and helped me through my NWSL season and helped me to come back here. So I'm definitely going to carry that with me in my career.
Last one, go ahead.
Thanks, Andy. In your 70-odd minutes playing tonight, Korea, they made some changes. They started off in that really compact 6-3-1, but in the second half they were trying to break out a little bit. From your point of view and your position in the midfield, what was the team doing that seemed to work well in unlocking South Korea, and what do you think that you guys can work on going forward?
That's a good question. I think we had some in the first half, had incredible moments of interchange and play between the 10s and the 7s and 11s. And I think that was really working well for us. I think there were opportunities where we could have unleashed a little bit sooner. So I think, again, just working on balancing the transition and when to go versus when to be patient. But I think we did well. I think that can always be better. But yeah, I think it was a good performance overall, and continuing to work on our countermeasures and being, prepared for their counter as well, because they had so many numbers back, and being able to shut things down early.
Awesome, Andy. Thank you for your time. Good
Thank
luck
you.
in the playoffs.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
And here comes Carli. All right, there's a lot of sad lasts, but the last press conference is probably not as sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got some questions for Carli Lloyd. If you have a question online, please raise your hand. But we'll start off with Meg.
Long time. I just wanted to ask you how you approached your speech tonight. Obviously, it's something that is coming for a while. In terms of, I thought the thanking of the staff especially was really meaningful, but how do you go about thinking, okay, at the end of this game, I also have to give a speech?
Yeah, it's a great question. I do a lot of just reflection, whether I'm, going to bed at night and I just kind of think and I reflect and I sort of compile all these things that I want to say. And, I think when I say things, it comes from the heart, and it kind of makes it easier to just say things and let them flow. But I just felt like at this point, everything's been said. There's been articles, there's been quotes, there's been the Players Tribune, there's been your article, so many other articles, and I just felt it was a great opportunity to thank those who do such selfless work for this team to make our team so successful. And there's been some incredible people along the way for 17 years that I've been a part of this team. Doctors who come and don't get paid, trainers, PT, massage, just everybody, our admin, equipment. I mean, there's so much that goes into this team, and I have been so appreciative of every single one of those people. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really need to say much more. I just wanted to thank everybody, because without them, this journey's not possible.
Steph, go ahead. Wait for the mic.
Carli, you do still have some games left to play for Gotham. Does, knowing that maybe there's a playoff spot on the line, maybe there's a championship left to be had, does that make it easier to transition out, or is it where you kind of just walk out and leave and be like, okay, bye?
Yeah, I mean, I think ideally, this is not the case, right? You retire and then that's it. You don't play a game again. But in my case, I'm afforded with the opportunity that I still have some games left, and that's really special. And I've got a quick turnaround for the game in a couple of days, but I'll be ready. And I think obviously this chapter's closed. It's been emotional. It's been so emotional just kind of leading up to all this. I've been emotional, but I feel like all of those emotions kind of came out well before tonight. And tonight's just going to be an opportunity to spend one last time with my teammates and really enjoy ourselves out tonight, and then, shift gears and go with Gotham and kind of ride that last journey out and be with them and be able to celebrate. So there's still a lot left to play for. I'm going to give it my all for Gotham FC and looking forward to getting back with my team. But this was one of the most special nights I've ever had in my life.
What was the significance and meaning of having the second jersey under the first one?
Yeah, a lot of thought went into that. Obviously, former players have worn it in the second half. Some players have done different things, and I just wanted to do something that was really kind of powerful. And my husband had no idea. He said I brought tears to his eyes. But it just means the world to me because, for so long, we've been dating for 21 years. He's just kind of been riding this journey with me. He's been supporting me every step of the way. He hasn't complained once, and I couldn't have done this journey without him. So to leave the field, one last time with the Lloyd jersey on my back, and then to go off as Holland's. And I think that's sort of a tribute to kind of the next chapter. This chapter is going to be about Brian and I think that's just really special.
Let's go to one online. We'll go back to Bruce Beck. Go ahead, Bruce.
Carli, how special was the Love Fest tonight? I mean, could you feel it from the very beginning with that crowd?
The crowd was absolutely amazing. It was something that words can't describe the feeling that I felt, the chants, before the game. It's just crazy. It's surreal. It's surreal to get to this point in a career and, to feel like I've sort of just been in quicksand for 17 straight years. It's been hard. It's been a grind. And to just feel the love and support from so many people. I am incredibly gracious. And tonight was one of the best closings of a career I could have ever asked for. The crowd was amazing. The stadium was amazing. And it was just electrifying.
John, go ahead.
Carli, Andy Sullivan was in here a minute ago talking about the impact that you've had on her and a number of the other players who have learned from you and who've, especially in these last few days, taken your counsel and been sure to listen to you. And I know you said before the game, so I listened to the Fox interview you did before the game, you said to hear some of the younger players and people that I've touched and helped inspire and change, that's what I'm going to hold dearly. And to know that these players who you were out there with tonight really have taken that to heart and really have learned so much from you. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's again, I just have had tunnel vision. I've just blocked out everything. It worked for me. I probably missed out on some things, but I wouldn't do it any differently. And I feel that I've really been alive and just been a bit more vulnerable these last several months after announcing my retirement. And I've just went about my career as just somebody who's just wants to get better every single day. And to hear the impact that I've had on so many players, so many younger players, that's almost more rewarding than anything I've ever achieved. Because it's an honor to wear this crest. It's an honor to play for your country, and the culture of this team has just been embedded and ingrained in this crest since the start. And I have always just wanted to live by that every single day. And I hope that players just continue to ride out that culture. And yeah, it's been amazing. I don't really think I fully understand the impact that I've had, but it's one of the greatest things that I've heard closing out my career.
Last couple here in the room. Yeah, go ahead.
Carli, you talked about the tunnel vision that you've had, the competitiveness that you've had. Yesterday you talked about letting the emotion in. How was that transition like for you to kind of be able to embrace it while you're still playing a competitive game?
Yeah, it was, it's one of these things where you want to prepare for the game. You want to, you know, be ready for the game. It's been an emotional roller coaster, you know, since coming back from Tokyo, announcing my retirement. You know, it's been mentally very draining in a good way. But I haven't wanted to get sick of it. I've just, you know, kind of been going with it, been rolling with it, letting the emotions flow out. And I think the way I feel now is it's literally the happiest I've ever been. And I think having a really tough career and really having to dig deep, the end feeling has been the most rewarding. And I think in times where I maybe didn't understand why things happened the way they did, or, you know, the tests that I kept getting over and over again, it was for this moment. It was for this final chapter, this last hurrah. And yeah, it's been really nice. Although I do feel pretty exhausted, so.
Last one, go ahead.
This is Randall Gim with Nuts and Bolts Sports. Thanks for taking the question, Carli. I wanted to ask, over your 17 years in the program, what attributes of your coaches and teammates and in the locker room or organization in general do you think most apply to sustained success in this program?
It's just the culture that this team has. You know, this team has always found ways to win, no matter if we're playing well or not. And I think there's been a little changing of the guard. There's obviously a different generation. Players are so technically gifted. We have some unbelievable talent that's coming through the mix. And tonight you got to see that, which I think is really exciting. And at some point, the changing of the guard is going to be very soon in the future. And I think it's important for those younger players to know what these generations before them have left, and that's the significant part. The 99 team, you know, was very impactful for me in my career, and now we will be impactful for those coming up. And it's, you know, I look at this crest, it's I keep saying it, it's just an honor. Like, you can't take anything for granted. And my message to everybody that's been a part of this team is that it's so hard. And sometimes you'll feel like giving up. Sometimes you'll be, you know, extremely frustrated and not happy, but you have to just keep going. And that's what makes this team work. That's what makes this team successful, is just chipping away, grinding away, and finding a way to always win. And it's going to get even harder. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the future of this team. And I'm saying goodbye on the field, but I want to continue to help in any way possible. I'm going to be the biggest fan, biggest cheerleader, and I want to see this team continue to succeed.
And that is a great way to end it. Carli's going to go spend some time with her family and teammates.
Yes.
Carli, it's been an honor.
Thank you, everybody.
17 years working with you, seeing every goal. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.